Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. It is Wednesday, February 23rd, and this is my weekly live. If you don't know who I am Raylan from Itchin' for Some Stitchin'. I do usually come here every Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just before I get started, I did miss last week, and that was because I did have a head cold, so I am still a little bit sniffly, so kind of bear with me on that. Also, most of you guys know, if you've been following for a while, that I live in Arizona, so usually there's beautiful cacti behind me and the sun is shining. And unfortunately, this is our very first day of being in Arizona since we moved here a year ago, where it is literally dark, it is windy, and it is raining outside. So hopefully there's enough light inside. This is one of the very first ones I've done inside, so if there's not enough light or anything like that, please let me know. I will see what I can do, but hopefully we're okay. I've got the big windows right up here on the side trying to bring in some more light. And then the other thing that I wanted to warn you guys about is, if you guys were on 2 weeks ago, which would have been my last live, I am doing a smidge of a repeat of that live. And the reason is that at the end of that live, I accidentally deleted the video as I was trying to upload it to Instagram. I thought it was sitting in the archives. It wasn't. It has been lost to cyberspace. So the tips, tutorial, and more section that I'm going to be doing at the end of this video will be the one from 2 weeks ago. So if you caught it then, sorry, that part is going to be a little bit of a repeat. If not, then it's going to be new to you. So great. All right. So as my usual custom, I kind of let you guys know what's been going on in my personal life the last week. I've already told you I had a bit of a cold, so I skipped last week. This weekend, my family and I did go to, and hopefully you guys can see this. This is my shirt. We did go to the Zoo Walk for Autism Research this past weekend at the Phoenix Zoo. It was super fun. We raised over $100,000 for autism research, which was absolutely amazing. So I'm really super pleased to have been a part of that. So I think that's pretty much it on the personal side of things. I usually then go in, I'm gonna tell you all about the events and promos that I have going on right now. So the biggest thing in my crochet life right now is that starting March 1st will be my first big event of the year. It is the Spring Style Blog Hop. It runs from March 1st through April 2nd. And the way that this particular blog hop works is there will be a brand new pattern, yes, brand new pattern every day. This is not an old pattern that's been put into a blog hop. These are brand new patterns designed specifically for this event. They are supported by We Crochet, meaning that We Crochet has supplied the yarn for the event, and it's also supplying the amazing giveaway prize that we're going to be having for that as well. Again, that does start March 1st. And it will run through April 2nd. Now, the thing about this particular blog hop is it moves super, super fast. Each one of the patterns will only be available for 24 hours. So it will start at midnight Eastern Standard Time, and you will have till midnight Eastern Standard Time the next day to grab your PDF download. This blog hop is absolutely free. There is no purchase necessary to get all the free patterns. You can get up to 33 of them because the event does run for 33 days. But if you're not somebody who's in the blog hops, you don't like jumping from post to post each day, there will also be an optional bundle to purchase if you want to do that. But again, the event itself is entirely free. Every day you should be able to get a free brand new PDF pattern of a brand new pattern. Okay, so again, that starts March 1st. I am in a couple of events right now, one of which is the Simple and Sweet blog hop, and it's being hosted by Caraway Crochet. Unfortunately, I think I gave away the infinity scarf. So my pattern that I am offering free, and you can actually get this all week. You can go to my website. I'll put in the links. I'll always put in the links when I put these lives up on Instagram. You can go there. You can get 10 other patterns this week. So, well, 10 including mine, and mine is the Modern Granny Infinity Scarf. Like I said, I did think I gave away this scarf, so all I have is the picture to show you, but it's a really super cute pattern. All the patterns in this particular blog hop are beginner friendly, so if you are new to crochet, this is a really great blog hop for you to be able to get, 10 free patterns this week. So that's one of the things going on. The next is I'm also a part of the Innovative Crochet Stitches blog hop. This one is hosted by Blue Star Crochet. This one works a little differently. You will not be able to get all the patterns in 1 week. You will be able to get one pattern per day. My day is actually not until the 27th, but this will be the pattern that you will be able to get for free. You'll be able to go to my website, download the PDF of this for free. It uses the seed stitch, which is one of my absolute favorite stitches. And again, my day will be the 27th. So I do think that that will miss the next live. My next live isn't until March 2nd, so keep your eye out for this. It is posted all over Instagram and social media, but if you want this pattern, it will be the 27th. I will put the link in the description for you. Okay, so those are the events that I have going on right now. So I'm going to move on to share with you all my works in progress that I have going on. So if you've been following along, you know that I am now in my summer projects. And I'm going to actually start out with this one, which does not look like much. And if you saw it the last time I showed it, this is just my little swatch. This is the stitch swatch that I'm going to be using. It is going to be a swimsuit cover. And I'm actually really thrilled. The reason I wanted to show this one first is because it turns out that LoveCrafts is coming on board and they have decided they want to sponsor this garment. And they have sent me all the yarn that I'll need for this. And I'm going to be using this. I've never used this yarn before, but it is paint box yarn, cotton DK. And the thing I can say about it now, I haven't actually worked with it yet. The sample is done in something else. But this is super soft. It was much softer than what I had anticipated. So I think that it is going to be the perfect yarn for this swimsuit cover, and I'm excited to get started on it. Okay, so the two summer projects I have in progress. I know it doesn't look like much. If you guys seen the last few lives, it doesn't look like I progressed on this one that much, but I actually really have. This is going to be a baseball tee. This is the bottom section. It's not completely done. It's going to be done in two colors. One is blue and one is white. My plan for it is to be a V-neck, short sleeve for summer. Again, yeah, just kind of getting there. Slowly progressing on that one. But I'm super excited to share this one because it is almost finished. This is an asymmetrical shawl that I've got for the summer. It's not finished yet. I still have a bunch of this upper section that I'm going to be doing here, but my goal, my hope for this one is to be completely done by the end of next week, have it written up and into testers. So I'm very happy to say that I have made some great progress on this one. All right, and then the last thing is that I have already started thinking about my fall projects, and that might sound a little crazy because we are only in February, well, at the end of February, so you're thinking fall is really a long time away. But if you guys know me and you know what I do, you know that I am jam-packed with events and projects and sponsored events and all that sort of stuff throughout the year. So in order for me to be prepared for all of those, I have put myself on a very rigorous schedule this year. And I'm actually running late on my summer projects. I had actually planned to have those in testing by the end of February. It's not going to happen, but it will happen by March, which doesn't put me too far behind. So in order for me to stay on track, I do actually need to start my fall projects now. So I have made a decision. One of my very first fall projects is going to be a turtleneck poncho. I haven't fully put the design together yet, but I have decided I'm going to be using this comfy worsted weight, and it is in colorway copper. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to add more colors to it or not. It sort of depends on how the design process goes, but if you keep coming to the lives, you will get to see how it progresses and as to whether or not I'll end up adding more colors or not. But I'm super excited to use this because it's really soft. It feels like it's going to have a lot of drape to it, so I think it's going to be perfect for a poncho. All right, so last section of this that I usually do is my tips, tutorials, and more. And like I said, it is going to be a repeat of the one that I did 2 weeks ago because I did lose that video and it never actually got posted. So in order to do that, I'm going to actually have to put my screen down so you can watch me crochet. So it's going to be just a little bit of finagling here with the camera. And you will see the sky you'll see my ceiling actually just for a second. All right, let's see if I can do this without it falling on me. All right. And then let me flip the camera over. If you guys know me, you guys know that I am not very good with technology. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna kind of bring this down a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better, hopefully. right. All right, can everybody see that? Do I need to put some backlighting in? And there we go. I think that's pretty good. If you let me know, I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. It is really hard for me to see the chat in the position that I am right now. I am on the side. So if I do miss any comments or questions or anything like that, please be sure that you PM me, or once this is posted, you can put comments in and I will definitely answer any questions that you may have about it. Okay, so what I have here is a obviously very, very tiny little swatch. It is made up of 6 double crochet stitches, and in this little tutorial that I'm giving you, the chain 3 turning chain for this, which is right here, actually counts as a stitch. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And what I'm going to do is show you how you make an increase in crochet, and there's actually several parts to this, okay? The simplest one has to do with adding a stitch into maybe the middle of your project, or maybe 1 stitch here at the end of your project. And it's really, really easy, guys. So to start this, I'm going to chain 3 because I am double crocheting. 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to turn my work. And as I just said, my chain 3 does count as a stitch, so the next stitch that I go into will not be this one, it will be this one, and I'm going to double crochet. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go into this stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. So now I have 2 stitches on my little sample, 1 and 2. And I'm going to go ahead and put another one in the next stitch. All right, so now I have 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a very simple increase. I'm going to make a 1 stitch increase. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make another double crochet, and I'm going to put it in the same stitch that I just worked right here. So I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to go into the same stitch and create another double crochet. And now you can see that I have 2 stitches sitting in this 1 double crochet right here. Now I'm doing this on purpose. You do this a lot in different stitch patterns, but a lot of times people actually do this on accident. If you've ever been one of those people who got to the end of your row and somehow you had more stitches than what you started out with, this is more than likely the mistake that you made, that you inadvertently put 2 stitches into 1. And if you've done that in multiple places across your project, you could end up with something that looks really, really funky. Now, one of the ways that we do some stitch patterns like the shell stitch and a bunch of others is by doing this on purpose. Like you can put 4, 5, 6 stitches. You can put as many as you want in here if you're doing it on purpose to create another stitch pattern type. In this case, I'm just showing you how we actually just make an increase, whether you do it on purpose or not. So I'm only going to do it 1 time. And I'm going to do the same thing here at the end to show you that at the end, if we had stopped here, we would have 7 stitches. And if I put in an extra one, we're going to have 8. So let me just go ahead and finish up here. And like I said, the chain 3 in this little tutorial does count as a stitch. So I do want to put a double crochet right here. All right, so now if we count at this point, there should be 7 stitches. And remember, we started out with 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and here's 7. If I wanted to tack on and make another increase here at the end, I would just do exactly what I did in the middle. I would make another double crochet and I would stick it right here at the top of this chain 3. And now we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And that is the simplest way that you can make an increase in crochet. Now the next thing I want to do is show you what if you want to make a large number of increases. As I just said, if you do 5 or 6 stitches in here, you're actually going to create a stitch pattern. It's going to kind of like do like this sort of like swooping, I don't know, a half circle sort of thing. And a lot of times it's considered like a type of shell stitch. So you would actually end up creating a different type of stitch. What I want to teach you how to do is actually to create a large increase of stitches at the beginning of your row or at the end of your row. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to take this out because I want to have the appropriate number of stitches, which we started off with 6. Okay. So now technically, we're actually at the start of the row. And I know it looks like we're at the end, but we're actually at the start. And what I want to do is I want to extend this, say, by 6 stitches. We have 6 and I want 6 more. So now, because in my tutorial we are counting the chain 3 as a stitch, I'm going to just chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you are not counting the chain 3, if you're not counting your turning chain as a stitch and you wanted 6 stitches, you would go ahead and chain 6. Okay? But I chained 5 because my turning chain that I'm about to make counts as my 6th stitch. So to make a turning chain for double crochet, it is 3 more chains. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. 1, 2, and 3. That's our turning chain. And we're going to go into this 4th stitch here. And we're going to double crochet. Okay, and now you can see we have 2 double crochets, our chain 3 and the first one that we made. And we are going to go ahead and put a double crochet in each stitch all the way down. Okay, and that should be 4. Yep. And here is 5. And did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miss a stitch, you guys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on, you guys. I think I missed a stitch. Let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I just pulled this out here. Let's try this again. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, and 3. And then we go 1, 2, 3, go into our 4th here. That gives me my 2. Here is 3. 4, 5, and there's my 6. I'm not sure how I missed that last time. I don't have the best eyes, you guys, and I'm not in the best position when I'm doing this. So sorry about that, but that is now correct, okay? So we should have 6 stitches this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then here's our original 6. And just to keep going throughout to complete the row. So we're going to start here and make double crochets all the way across. And you can see how this is coming together. Now we just added 6 stitches to this row. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue across, and then I'm going to be able to show you how to add 6 more stitches to the end of the row. So I'm just going to quickly double crochet all the way across. All right, and now I'm at the end, and remember our turning chain counts as a stitch, so I have to be sure to go ahead and put a double crochet at the top of this chain 3. Okay, there we go. So we've now increased this row by 6 stitches, stitch 6 at the beginning. These are our 6 that were in the middle, and now we want to go ahead and say we want to add a large number of increases this way. So say we want to add 3, 6, it doesn't matter. We're going to start this direction. To do this, we're going to do what's called the foundation double crochet. And I do have a full tutorial on this in one of my lives. I have started putting my lives up on YouTube. So I will put in my YouTube channel if you want to go there. It is on, there is a cover that says that I've taught you how to do the foundation single crochet and the foundation double crochet. So there's a full tutorial on that if you want to go take a look at that video, but I am going to take you through it briefly here because that is how we're going to make the extension this way. All right, so to do this, We want to yarn over because it is double crochet. And we're going to start in this far left-hand loop at the bottom, at the base of this double crochet here. We're going to go under, yarn over, and pull through. Okay, so we have 3 loops on our hook. Now what we want to do in foundation double crochet, the first thing that we do is we create our foundation chain, and then we create our double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, and we're going to pull through just the very first loop on the hook. This creates our foundation chain. Now we're going to create our double crochet. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And I'm going to put this down and show you. We have now increased on this end by 1 double crochet stitch. And to extend, we would keep doing the same thing. We would yarn over, and now in this case, instead of going to the furthest left loop, we're going to go into that chain stitch that we made, that very first foundation chain stitch that we made there. So we're going to go underneath that. We are going to yarn over, pull through, and we are going to make the next chain in our foundation chain. And we do that by yarning over and just pulling through the very first loop. Okay, there's our second chain in the foundation chain, and then we're going to make another double crochet. We're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And if we write our work, you can see that we have now extended on this side by 2 stitches. And you would literally continue making those double crochet foundations or foundation double crochets for as long as you want it to be. You could make this thing 20 stitches, 25 stitches, it doesn't matter. The good thing about doing this, learning how to do this, and I don't know if a lot of you guys are into garment design or not, but I use this a lot when creating shoulders for sweaters. I do it a lot when one part of my project has to be longer than the other, so that way I don't actually have to stop and start my project all over at a different spot, if that makes sense. I can just continue, make it all one continuous thing that I'm doing. So that's the really cool thing about making increases like this in crochet. All right, so I have one more thing I want to talk to you about real quick. So I'm going to pop the camera back up so I could say goodbye. So 1 second here. All right. Now the camera, when it comes up, is probably going to be a little tall, so you probably just see the top of my head. Let me pull this down here. All right. So the thing I wanted to say is that I would love it if you guys would be sure to join me next week. It is March 2nd. My live is usually every week unless I get sick or something happens, but it's usually every Wednesday at 1:30 Mountain Standard Time. And next week, I have my very first guest designer coming on. It is Kay from Kay Crochet, and she is going to be taking over the tips, tutorial, and more section of this live, and she's going to be teaching you guys how to do the herringbone half double crochet. So if you don't know how to do that stitch, please join us live next week. She will be showing you how to do it, and this is a really great opportunity to get to know another crochet designer, because we're going to do a little bit of Q&A in the beginning so that you can find out more about her, about what she likes to crochet, and then learn a little bit from her as well. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you all back next week.